Come on, man. Put some good questions in chat. Game. Yes, I reread books all the time. Somebody said, do I still read my book list? Game God. Snapchat coming. Yeah. Give me 1 second. I'm trying to get this, this pod stand right. I guess we're gonna have to do it right here. All right, that's cool though. In your homeless journey, what were some of the ways you made from zero to rich? And it's not what I did, it's how I thought, right? I made sure to put myself in a peak performance state daily. I didn't let negative thoughts creep in, and the moment some did, I had tools to immediately elevate my state, right? It's opportunities all around us every single day, every single moment. We just don't see it, right? We see the opportunities, we see the people, and we see the things that we match the vibration of. I understood this at a young age. So I made sure when I got up in the morning, all I did was go straight to the gym, listening to positive music, positive affirmations, watching things on YouTube that I wanted, listening to the books, the inspirational books, watching the stories and autobiographies of people who came from nothing and made it to something. There was no doubt in my mind where I was headed. It almost didn't matter that I was homeless. Thinking back on when I was homeless, it didn't even feel like I was homeless because I knew I was in the process of going somewhere else. Most people don't feel like that, and that's why you stay stuck. Your environment and your reality is going to match how you feel internally. And I always felt that I was already there. It wasn't like, oh, I'm homeless. No, it was a choice. I'm trying to get somewhere, so I'm going to put myself in a position that may be uncomfortable for a moment, but I know any day now it's going to hit for me. And sure enough, it wasn't long before it did. It was my thinking, my energy. When I went outside, I was on 10. I expected to come up. I expected opportunities to walk into my life, and they did just that. Not because they, not because I made them happen, because I was the opportunity. My energy, my expectations made it come. Right? Most people that'll go over your head. How do you know when it was time for you to move out of your hometown? Man, I've been trying to get out of my hometown since I was a kid. Right? I always had big dreams to go to big places. When I was young, I used to have New York on my wall. I used to have different countries on my wall. You know what I'm saying? I would have, I always had big dreams. So I couldn't wait to get the fuck up out of where I was at. Oh, they got me messed up. They got me messed up. Ain't no option for the super chat. Will you repeat that about cutting out alcohol? I'm worried about withdrawals. Well, then worry about it, man. Like, I don't know what you want me to tell you. You want me to tell you some magical thing, man? Do it or don't do it, man. It really don't matter. You can drink. If you want to drink, drink. Every action has a reaction. I got to a point where it was like, I can't drink alcohol and be as sharp as I need to be. I can't drink alcohol and still wake up in the next morning on time and execute the things I need to execute properly. So how bad do I want to get to where I want to go, and how fast do I want to get there? Because this is slowing me down. It's that simple. Most of you ain't got shit going on, so whether you drink or don't drink, you're going to fuck off your morning anyway. Either you're going to be hungover in the morning, or you're going to wake up in the morning and watch some bullshit and scroll on your phone. So for you, it don't make no difference. Or maybe it do, and if it do, then stop doing it. The hallmark of a successful person is somebody, an individual with high intelligence is someone who gets negative feedback and does not repeat the stimulus that made that offense twice. If I do an action and I have a negative feedback from that action, I don't do it again. That's an intelligent person. Unintelligent people make a mistake, get negative feedback, and do it again. That person who drinks, throws up, gets a DUI, throws up in the toilet, ruins his relationship, swears he's never going to drink again and drinks again. That's an unintelligent person. The person who did it once, said that's not for me, and didn't do it again, he's going to move forward in life a lot faster than the other person. That's the hallmark of an intelligent person. I don't care how much math you know, how well you can speak, how many words you know, how many big words you know. You're not intelligent if you make the same mistakes over and over and over. So just look yourself in the mirror and say, I'm intelligent or I'm not intelligent. Look around and ask your friends that are around you. Do they do the same thing over and over and over? Do they make mistakes over and over and over? They probably do. Most people make the same mistake every day. Oh, you ate bad, you didn't go to the gym, you procrastinated, and you probably make that same mistake every single day. Why? Because you're not intelligent. You can't stop and say, I know what I did yesterday, and I regret that, and I didn't feel good. I got negative feedback. Well, let me not do that today. Most people don't do that. I do that, though. Did you get the most game from books or mentors? Both. You know, I got books from mentor. I consider mentors books, right? Somebody can come and speak with me for a day, or somebody can write their entire life experience or wisdom in a book, and I can read that book. Who do you think I got more game from? But of course, books, man. I read so many. I read such a plethora of books. That's why I can't be duplicated. You can have all the mentors I had. It doesn't matter. Even the mentors I have, the reason that I was able to excel with the information is because I didn't just have their information. I had esoteric wisdom. I had business information. I had occult teachings. I had secret society teachings. I have so many different variables that most people would never have. Most people got one thing. You got the game. You got the streets. You got business. You got spiritual. I've had such a multitude of very unique mentors and teachers that it's almost impossible to get into some of these circles. I bring it all into one, and that's why nobody can sound like me, because almost nobody on earth can have all the different variables that I have. But books for sure. Come on now. Like, I'm reading books from 1901, James Allen, 100 years ago. You know, I'm reading things by Nikola Tesla. Like, I'm reading books, you know, ancient wisdom, that supersedes everything, man. And everybody's saying the same stuff. Even the game that I was given later, I've read books and I say, oh, okay, they don't even understand the teachings that they teaching me. It's all psychology. All of this shit is the same. It's just said in different ways and different frameworks for different situations, but it all comes back to the same thing. Truth is very simple. It's a thin line. I read 100 books. It's all the books are saying the same thing in different ways. Andrea, thank you. What's your opinion on me telling my girl to get my face tatted before having kids together? Nigga, you's a dummy. You're a, you're a, you know what? I'm trying not to get banned. Why would you want a woman to get your name tattooed on her face so she's damaged goods? Let me tell you something. I don't have any tattoos. You want to know why? Because at a very young age, I understood that you don't want to let people know that you're coming. Because if you let people know that you're coming, they can prepare for you. Right? And when you put tattoos on your face and on your body, people can judge you before they get to know you. I can dress myself up in a nice suit, collar, change my speech, and I could be whoever I want to be to individuals, depending on what I'm trying to get accomplished. But if I tattooed my fucking face, my whole body in different ways, then there's only so much that I can dress myself up to get into certain rooms. And I got to work overtime. I'd rather be a blank canvas that I can dress up however I need for the situation that I see fit. You never want to let people see you coming, because then they can prepare for you, right? And a woman getting a tattoo of your name on her face doesn't mean she's loyal. You know how many bras I've had sex with who had husbands and boyfriends and tattoos? You know how many women I've had who got my name tattooed on them right now and they not with me? That's elementary, man. You must be a young man if you really think that means something. I don't give a fuck where it is. Who gives a fuck if she gets a tattoo, man? What does that mean? What does that bitch do something for me? Do something substantial for me. That's actually an easy way out. If all a woman had to do for me to say, oh, you can have my kid, my seed, and be attached with me for the rest of my life, for the next 20 years, even after the kid is over 18, we're still attached because we have a child we care about together. I'm going to allow you to have my seed, a miniature me, for nothing more than you tattooing on your back. You know how many women would have a tattoo on their back if that was the only requirement to have my child? Come on, man. You got more value than that, or maybe you don't, and that's why you think it's so small. Bro got to do way more than just get a tattoo. You got to do something for me over a long period, consistent amount of time, and you probably can't jump those hurdles. You probably can't do everything that's going to be required to have my child, because I'm going to make it real motherfucking hard, and you're going to have to really be dedicated, and even then, you know what I'm saying? In 30 Days Strong and Again, Jim, if you were starting at rock bottom, zero flat, what would be the first 3 steps to take to level up? It's a removal process. If I started from the bottom, if I had to start all over again, it's a removal process. I already know what I do. Back to the basics. Anytime I've ever fell off, back to the basics. What are the basics? A removal process. No vices, no distractions, no back steps. Right? Most people you're taking back steps. You're smoking, you're drinking, you're hanging out, you're going to the club, you're chilling watching Netflix, you're scrolling on your phone, right? You're jacking off. I'm not doing anything that doesn't move me towards my goals. That's number one. Then I have to have a process to get my mind right, because state is everything. So I'm working out every single day, early in the morning, maybe even twice a day, to keep my mind elevated. I'm eating clean so I can burn a clean flame and have clarity. I'm implementing a meditation practice, a journal practice. I'm time blocking my day, 3 to 4 hours every single day, minimum. And it should be more than that if you rock bottom, because you ain't got shit else to do. Minimum, putting on a timer, putting my phone down, and having a structured day from wake up to sundown. Everything that I'm doing is planned in whatever direction I'm going in. If you do that over a long period of time, 3 months, your life is going to elevate immediately. Everybody want to skip steps. You got to become the right man. You got to cut out the bad habits, the vices, the disciplines, and then implement the disciplines, right? You have to have a clear mind. You have to have a clear mind to become successful, to move and elevate. And how do you have a clear mind? First, you got to cut the vices. First, you got to cut the distractions. You got to do something to elevate your mind, which is working out. Elevating your state, which is working out. Implementing wisdom into your mind daily to stay positive. And then you have to do the actions, the focus work every day. How can I get a woman to follow my lead? You got to be somebody worth leading. It's very easy to get people to follow you because most people in life are lost. So if they're not following you, it's because you don't know where you're going. Everybody loves a leader, and everybody's a winner because everybody is lost. Most people were not taught how to live this life. We have the most complex computer, piece of machinery in between our ears. Nobody gave us a manual on how it works. That's why most people are lost in life. Your parents didn't know how it worked. They didn't teach you how it worked. Your parents, when you get old enough, you realize they were lost too. And that's why you're lost. And that's why most people are lost. So when you really figure this shit out, please believe not just women, but men too will follow you because everybody's looking to try to figure this shit out. So if you want a woman to follow your lead, Stop worrying about if a woman's going to follow your lead, and lead yourself properly first. Do the work. Learn. Got to figure out how this works. See, big companies, marketing companies, politicians, governments, and high-level individuals who sell to you know how this works, and that's how they manipulate the population into buying things, into doing things, into behaving in certain ways, because they understand how this machinery works, and they use it against you. And because you don't know how it works, you're easily manipulated, and you don't see the games that they're running on a regular basis. I mean, he's right. You could just be confident or act like you're confident. Of course, a woman could follow your lead if you broke. I heard you speak on how to get a woman to make money for you the legal way. Is that still a program you teach? If so, which one? DM me. I'm gonna tell you something like this too, and I tell a lot of people. A lot of people come to me because they want to get the broad to make them some money. And okay, if you have a woman, yes, she should be contributing to the cause and whatever you're building together. But it's always better to know how to make money yourself. It's hard to teach something that you don't know how to do. If you put yourself in a position where you're making money, then guess what? One, you don't need the broad, which makes her want to go harder for you. See, when you need to get the broad because you need her money and you want to get her to get some money so she can give to you, guess what happens? You're now dependent on her. And no matter what you think and how you dress it up, the broad knows that too. It's always better when you're in position, you have your own money, you have your own income, and then you bring the woman to the table. One, she respects it more, and two, she feels she has to come to the table with something. She's more inclined to go out there and help and contribute because she sees that she's not needed. Oh, he could do everything without me. I need to do something just to be here so he don't get to looking at me crazy. And then you're never dependent. So if she is bringing all the income in, you have to deal with things you may not want to, otherwise you lose that income. But if she knows that you will cut her off at any moment because you have your own income, she's not going to do anything to get cut off. Never let a woman get leverage on you. So always be making your own money, or at least make it seem like you're making your own money when you're trying to get a woman to make money for you. Qualities in a good mentor: somebody who is where you want to be and once was where you were. Because some people were never where you are. So the path from where you are to where they are is something that they don't know. All they know is where they were and how to get there. Now, I'm not saying they don't have valuable knowledge, but the best mentor is somebody who used to be where you are now and is where you want to be, because they can tell you exactly how to get from where you are, not from theory. Somebody said, "Hey, bro, I just wanted to show love and say thank you for all the game. I bought both your Get Chose with Your Mouth Closed and Game God Mentality course. I've been following you for about 6 months now. Appreciate the love." I put real major game in there for such a low price, but it's major. I need to up the price so people understand how valuable it is. It's shit that you'll never hear in your life. You've never heard the game that I'm talking about. You've never heard it on a podcast. You've never heard it online. You've never heard the game that I be giving out. The game I give out is so much game you might overlook it because you ain't never heard it before. So go get that. GoldieRatio.com. Get chose with your mouth closed. What to say and how to say it. How to talk to women, guy. Game God Mentality course. Get the Millionaire Blueprint. Get every product that I got. Talk about self-inflicted adversity and the importance of it daily. Atrophy. If you know what atrophy is, if you don't use it, you lose it. So therefore, if you live too comfortable of a life, what are you doing? You're losing the ability to go up against something hard. And we live in a time where everybody is living an easy life. 100, 200 years ago, most people were sleeping on the floor. Now we sleep on mattresses. 200 years ago, you had to fight to get some food. You had to work all day to get some food. You didn't get to eat as much as you could eat now. So what does that do? It makes us mentally weak. And because you're mentally weak, you crumble at the first sight of any hard work, of any adversity, and it's very hard for you to get ahead. People who are weak and sensitive and soft will almost never become successful. So therefore, so you don't get atrophy of your hardness and your grit, you do something hard every day. You wake up early even though it's hard. You go to the gym and you force yourself to push them reps out that are hard. You put yourself in situations forcefully that make you overcome. Otherwise, you're going to get weak mentally. You want to stay sharp. Brody, you inspire me so much. I watch your content daily. Finally quit smoking after 28 years. It's all the way up from here. I changed my life when I smoked. Pivotal moment. And this is why you shouldn't have friends. I never smoked. I never smoked. I never drank before I was 21. I wasn't one of those kids who wanted to drink. I didn't want to. For whatever reason, I just didn't want to. I smoked one time. Said it was not for me. I had a friend, best friend. We were roommates. I said, no, I don't like smoking. It makes me weird. It makes me like, I don't like the way I feel. He kept pressuring me. He smoked every day. I had a master bedroom on the top. It was a stairs, and the only room upstairs was a master bedroom. There was a banister upstairs. Every day I would look over, see him downstairs smoking. I'm in my room trying to get rich. I'm online. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. I'm trying to figure this out. I'm trying to read this. Right? I look over that banister every day. See him downstairs smoking. Him, some other people smoking. I'm upstairs working, doing this, doing that, making moves, trying to get this, trying to do that. He keeps on asking me, hey, just smoke. Hey, just smoke. Hey, you just need to smoke. Hey, you just need to smoke. He wore me down. One day I smoked. Next day I smoked. Like that, I was hooked. Started smoking every single day. Guess what? I was no longer looking down at the banister at him smoking. I was down there smoking. No longer on the internet trying to get rich. No longer reading the books. No longer doing the things I was supposed to be doing. And my life took a steep decline. Slowly, but it's real hard to be 10 toes on the broad, man, when you tired. It's real hard to be sharp on the broad when you not sharp. Here you go. It was my life going like this. Not long after I smoked, I realized smoking was ruining my life. But I couldn't quit. I couldn't quit. Tried to quit, couldn't quit. Anyway, long story short, I ended up going on a cruise with my son and my family. Back then, it was like real serious if you got caught with weed on the boat. I've been trying to quit, keep relapsing. Oh, let me back up. This is how I knew I had a problem. I wasn't up, but I was self-sufficient. I was doing my thing. I was doing well. It got to a point where I didn't have no money. I think I had maybe like $100 to my name. And you know what I did? I think I bought like $40 worth of weed, and I looked at myself and I said, "You have a problem, right?" Anyway, fast forward. I go on this cruise. Can't bring no weed. A week goes by. That's what it took for the cravings to stop. Once the cravings stopped and I finally got back home after the second week, I didn't have the cravings anymore. And I knew I threw everything out. I said, I'm not going to reintroduce the stimuli. But anyway, I say that to say, when you want to quit something, you have to go long enough so you get the cravings out your system. And it don't take that long, whether it's sugar, whether it's a certain, you want to stop drinking. If you can get past those first 2 weeks of the cravings and get over that hump, you're not going to have the cravings. At that point, it's really just going to be you not reintroducing it to yourself on purpose. But anyway, I say this like this though. The moment I stopped smoking, my life immediately shot up. Niggas thought I was holding out on them. How quickly my life got better. Niggas was like, nigga, you holding out. Niggas was getting mad like, what are you doing? Guess what? I told them. I stopped smoking. I'm getting every bit of ounce out of my day. Colors were brighter. I was sharper. I was back to who I always was. And that was an energetic, excited about life, excited about getting rich person. Smoking weed made me turn down too many notches. That's not how you're supposed to be. You've never met a super successful person who didn't have a lot of energy, because that's what required. I was back sharp. I was back on top of it. I was back sharp. Bitch couldn't get over on me about nothing. Bitch, I'm too sharp for that. Right? My life changed. There's no way I would be where I am right now smoking. Now maybe you could. So you keep smoking. For me, I couldn't do it and be as sharp as I am now. Semen retention, no fat. I'm gonna tell you what. This is what I feel about that. Anything that you can dopamine detox. Anything, whenever you can get cheap dopamine, right, which is the chemicals that go off in your brain when you have sex, when you eat good food, when you do drugs. Anytime you can get cheap dopamine, you're wiring yourself to take shortcuts in life. The reason that dude is on the corner smoking dope and he's fine being homeless is because he gets cheap dopamine. And there's no way you're going to go out and accomplish goals, get a nice body, go out and meet a woman, go out and have a successful career to get that dopamine high when you accomplish it if you can snap your fingers and do some drugs and get that dopamine detox. I mean, get that dopamine fix. So if you can just jack off and get that dopamine hit, it's going to be very hard to have the motivation to go out and accomplish something over months and months and years to get that same feeling. You just won't do it. So it's very dangerous to get yourself cheap dopamine. Now they talk about, oh, you got superpowers and this, that, and the third. Yeah, I believe you have superpowers when you're no longer programmed to search for cheap dopamine. When you have long-term perspective, the difference between poor people, rich people, successful people, unsuccessful people, happy people, unhappy people is long-term perspective. The longer you can take into account a time when acting in a current position, the more successful you'll be. When you make this decision, the longer you can look out, the more successful you'll be. Think about most people. The most unsuccessful people are short-term thinkers. They rob from tomorrow for today. The most successful people will hold off multiple days, and the longer you can hold off for what you want, the bigger the payoff is going to be. Would you stay in a sexless marriage if she did everything else right? Well, if it was sexless by my choice, if it's sexless by her choice, of course not. I mean, you got to weigh your options. It's sexless, but she does everything right. So I don't know. Take her to the doctor. Maybe her hormones aren't right. Maybe she needs some hormones to get that feeling. Because it doesn't make sense. If it's a sexless marriage, then I would say she probably don't like you. But if she's doing everything right, which means she's loving you right, she's rubbing your back right, she's nurturing you right, she's going out of way for you, she's doing things before you ask, she's being thoughtful and getting you things that you didn't even think of. If she's doing all that, then obviously she likes you. So if it's sexless, then it might be a hormonal issue. Most guys on here jiving, I took the game he gave and haven't looked back since. 5X in my life already. It was just droplets of game, like eating soup with a fork. I took it to heart. That's all it takes sometimes. Let me tell you, some people will take a little, do a lot with it. Some people will take a lot and do nothing with it. It's all up to the individual. But I'll tell you what, I was in the same situation with different mentors that I would watch and get little droplets of game from, and it did improve my life. But then when I got with them, my life went up 100x because there's so many things you're not getting. Don't be cheap with yourself, young man. Don't be cheap with yourself. At this point, I'll spend 100,000, $1 million on the right teachers. I understand how valuable it is because it's time. Can I time collapse? How much is it worth to you if you can get some information and get where it would normally take you 5 years to get in one? How much is that worth to you? How much is your life worth? Because that's what it is. Time collapsing is life. Mentorship is saving your life because it's saving you time. Not to mention, you may not even get to the goal you want without guidance. So you're still hoping and wishing and dreaming, and maybe you'll get there, but maybe you won't. But with a mentor, you're for sure going to get there, and you're going to get there in a quicker amount of time. Don't be cheap with yourself. I'm not cheap with me, as you can motherfucking see. This is my third Rolls Royce. This is my third Rolls Royce. It's a $500,000 car, and I still got my Wraith. And I ain't even doing nothing. I ain't doing nothing, man. I'm not doing nothing. Because that's how big my goals and my dreams are. This ain't nothing to me. I should be in a fucking Bugatti and I'm mad every day until I get one. That's how I feel, and that's how you should feel too. Because ain't nothing somebody else got that I shouldn't have. They know something I don't know. I got to figure it out. Who is it? Who is it? Who got the Bugatti? Where's he at? And how much do we charge for mentorship? Because I need to know that information right now. My thoughts on depression, loneliness, and being an outcast is you think too much. Do you think people were depressed 200 years ago? Do you think it's somebody depressed in Africa who's starving? No. It's called affluenza. It's the disease of having too much. You're ungrateful. You're ungrateful, right? You're overthinking. Go go to another country. I travel a lot. Go to another country and see how the people are living. You will never be depressed. To be depressed, go to the hospital right now, and some kid right now who's got cancer, go and talk to him and say how you're depressed and you're an outcast and you feel bad. He'll spit in your fucking face, right? You're ungrateful. Get your ass up, go to the gym, get those endorphins pumping, start reading daily positive things that give you positive thoughts, which are going to produce positive actions. Work on yourself until you like who you see in the mirror, and your life will begin to get better. You can only be depressed when you're not in action. Guess what? If you do 100 burpees right now until you damn near can't breathe, you're not going to be thinking about being depressed. You're going to be thinking about what you're doing right now, which means what? Which means you're forward projecting, or you're traveling in the past, right? And that's where unhappiness comes from. But when you force yourself into the present moment, which high performance and peak performance action does, workouts do, then therefore you can't be depressed. I can't be depressed because I'm working on something. I'm doing something right now. I have a goal I'm looking at. I don't have time to think about other things. Everybody needs to have a goal. Happiness is found not in having something, but in the pursuit of a worthy goal. If you don't have a worthy goal that you're pursuing, you're going to be unhappy. And the first goal you should have is yourself. Making yourself the best image of yourself. Working on yourself and chiseling out your body in the mirror to something that you're proud of. Then working on a skill, working on something that you like, becoming something. In the pursuit of becoming, we are happy. That's why people who get a lot of money stop working, they're unhappy. And it wasn't the money, it was the pursuit, as corny as that sounds. I've never been unhappy when I was in the gym. It's impossible. Why? Because you're forced into the present moment. You can't think about nothing else about than what you're doing. Get on my program. Depression is a psyop, right? Depression is another tool that they use, one, to put you on drugs, which are going to make you more depressed and more dependent. And two, if you never heard about depression, you wouldn't be depressed. You're only depressed because you've heard it so many times. A couple years ago, my son said something to me. I grabbed him. I yoked him up. I said, don't ever say that shit to me. He said, I'm stressed. I said, where you hear that from? You ain't depressed. You ain't stressed. We don't get stressed, right? Come on now. All terms, introverted, all of this shit is made up. Stop thinking so much. Stop thinking so much. You motherfuckers are so smart, you're stupid. They'll tell you any fucking thing. They didn't even have depression in psychology books 100 years ago. But now they got it. So now it's something, and now you need a pill for it. Or be depressed then. Just then be depressed. How about that? You can choose to be whatever you want. Hey man, somebody said, does anybody on here bought his book list? I'm really considering. It's 19, 20 fucking dollars. Don't fucking buy it. Like, and you wonder why you people will never have anything in life. My book list is 20 funky ass dollars. You can't buy that. You got to consider a $20 purchase. You really need the book list. You really need the book list. 20 funky ass dollars you gotta think about. I don't think about shit. I want it, I buy it. Maybe the right decision, maybe it be a wrong decision. But I would rather make a decision and move on with my day than be considering shit that's inconsequential. I buy books all the time. Sometimes I don't read them. Sometimes I get them. They're not good. I buy them anyway. Why? Because I'd rather have it and not need it than need it and not have it. Speed. I tell my bros like this. If you gonna make a mistake, make a head-on mistake. Because if you get to second guessing yourself, you're gonna make a mistake by default. Life fucking changing. Those books changed my life. They'll change yours too. You said, how do I find value in life to push forward if I'm exhausted spiritually? Well, let's guess what? Everything I do is spiritual. Everything I do is spiritual, right? If you say, where could it go? If you wake up in the morning after getting a good night's sleep and you do a workout and you elevate your mental, what is that? Spiritual. Something you can't touch. You're elevating your mental. You're elevating your vibration. You're in a peak performance state. You're elevating yourself. If you're meditating, you're clearing your mind. If you're reading positive wisdom, you're putting positive things into your brain that are going to inspire you. If you eat clean, you're going to burn a cleaner flame and have more energy. If you cut out all vices, you won't have any of the come down that come with every single drug and alcohol that you would have. If you cut out all the bad food, that heavy food that clogs your brain and gives you brain fog because it's taking all this blood to your stomach so it can digest it, and you eat the clean foods so it's not taking so much time, you will elevate spiritually with all of those things. Are you going to do them though? Are you going to go to sleep early and wake up early? Are you going to hit a peak performance workout daily? Are you going to eat clean so you burn a clean flame? Are you going to meditate to clear your mind? Are you going to read positive wisdom that's going to inspire you? Are you going to cut out the vices? Because if you did all of those things, I guarantee you, you would no longer be spiritually drained. And taking the right vitamins, right? Going to get a blood test every quarter to get all of the nutrients and minerals that you need. A lot of you are minerally deficient in areas and you don't even understand why. It's a lot of things that you could never get in your food that are necessary to be healthy, necessary for your brain to operate at the highest capacity. You don't even know these things and you're not getting them. And that's why you don't feel the way you should feel. I got a company right now that I work with that I get my blood test from. I'm trying to partner with, but it's expensive. So I told him, I said, man, if I start promoting for you guys, man, you got to bring the price down for my people because everybody can't afford this. So he's working on it right now. If everybody wants information on that, DM me and I can get you guys some of these blood tests for free or cheaper than how much it normally costs. Did you get on that Trump coin? I missed it. I wanted to get it though. How'd you get so great at communication? Because I didn't know how to communicate. I was deficient in communication. If that makes sense. How did you get good communicating? Because I was deficient in communication. So therefore, I understood because it was such a gap in my ability. It forced me to work on it, and so therefore, I to put more time into it than most people, and I still try to better myself at it. I've read books on it. I've done Toastmaster. I still try to elevate, and reading books helps. You know, I encourage everybody to try to be a better speaker because I tell my son all the time, if you don't learn anything in school, you don't learn any math, if you don't even learn how to read and write, if you learn how to communicate well, be able to articulate your thoughts and have a pleasing personality and be a people person, you will be successful in life. And you have to be able to focus and don't do drugs. You know, if you do these things, that's all you need. Most people, if you just added the element of better communication, better articulation to your life will be better. Not just financially, but relationally, if that's a word. Because the quality of your life is based on the quality of your relationships. You would have way better relationships if you could communicate better. If you could communicate better, you would be more confident. If you're more confident, you would talk to more people. If you talk to more people, it would be more likely that you have more friends, and the more right friends, you would have more significant others and the right significant other. Because a lot of people have the wrong significant other because you don't know how to communicate well, which means you don't do it. So therefore, you don't leave somebody who's not good for you because you don't really know how to go get another. So if you knew how to communicate better, could articulate your thoughts better, you would make more friends, make more business connections, and enjoy life better because life is about people. They say people who can't communicate well, or a lot of people who can't communicate well, I don't know the statistics, are in prison. Why? Because when you can't properly communicate your thoughts, it makes you frustrated. I have multiple books of that in my book list. Very great book. Oh, very great book. I need to pick it up and start rereading it. I'm gonna give it to you free here. What to say and how to say it. So it's a woman who gets paid millions of dollars to go into these companies, high level companies with CEOs who get paid millions of dollars. She goes in and she helps them speak better, whether they are foreign, whether they speak too low, whether it's a woman and she sounds too girly and she needs to speak more assertively. It's everything and everything in between, stuttering, everything. And she goes through and she has you do exercises where you record yourself reading, and so you can hear yourself. And most of us don't even know how we sound. So I think podcasting is a great thing because it gives you a perspective that most people never have. Most of us have no idea how we sound. We've never recorded ourselves, and most of the time when you do and you hear yourself back, you go like this, you cringe. And if you feel like that, then you need to work on it. It'll be the best thing you ever did for your life. Anyway, what's the best way to deal with distraction? Man, that's the hardest thing, man. I tell my son all the time, focus is the new commodity. Fuck coding, fuck leadership skills. Whoever can focus is gonna rule those who can't. And everybody's attention span is fucked. Everybody's attention span is fucked. And that's why you're never going to achieve your goals. Because you can't sit down and focus on nothing for more than 2 hours. And 2 hours is a fucking stretch. You can't sit down for 10 minutes without your phone, without squirming like a dope fiend. And that's why whoever can focus is going to rule everybody who can. It's a book in my book list. All about concentration, all about that superpower. If you can develop the habits to be able to concentrate, to be able to sit down, close everything off, and work for an extended period of time on one thing, you will be successful in life. You will, I guarantee it. You will move forward towards your goals. The reason you procrastinate is because your brain is so fucked from all of the scrolling, it rewired your brain not to be able to have an attention span to stick with things. That's why you procrastinate, because it's so uncomfortable to do a task without any distractions, and your dopamine is fucked. So everybody needs a dopamine detox. Stop drinking, stop smoking, stop doing everything. Stop watching TV, stop listening to loud music. Stop jacking off, stop having sex. Stop eating a bunch of spices. Be okay with the mundane, boring until you can stand it and it's normal. Then you'll be able to do the long hours of work that are required to move forward in anything in life. Yeah, but this video is entertaining. Can you focus on something that's not entertaining, that doesn't have loud colors, that doesn't have all of this going on? Even in my speech, I know what I'm doing. I could literally sit here and just have a regular conversation with you guys, and I could say all the same things the same way. I could break it down, I could read it in the book, I could say it in different ways, and guess what? Most people would turn off. Why? Because you guys are so fucked in the brain, you got to have all this loud shit to pay attention. Understand how the mind works. When you understand how the mind works, guess what? You'll know how to influence people the way you want to. Get my book list right now, or don't get it. Don't make no difference to me. I'ma still be here riding 2 Rolls Royces, but you can too. Get my book list. Get my millionaire blueprint. That's probably one of the most valuable things that I have is my millionaire blueprint. And two watches, right? Two watches, two bitches, two everything. You know what I'm saying? Why? Because it catches attention. All attention is good attention. Whether they talking bad or good, as long as they talking, you know you're doing something right because you got their attention. The worst thing you could do in life is not have people's attention. If you walk into a room and people don't notice when you leave, you're doing something wrong. Every room you walk in, everybody should notice when you come in and notice when you leave. And if people don't say that about you or think that about you, or you don't think that's the case, then you need to change what the fuck you're doing. You want to go through this entire life and be a nothing and nobody, not be able to garner the attention and give the wisdom and game, sell your products and services, meet the people that you want to meet. How are you going to do that if nobody even notices when you come in and when you leave? Money goes where attention flows. Yeah, attention equals money. And if that wasn't the case, we wouldn't see billionaires trying to do content. Hermosi, multiple $100 million guy, he's doing content heavy. Kevin O'Leary, billionaire, I think, doing content. Mark Zuckerberg, stupid fucking billionaire, he's doing content now. Pay attention. Pay attention. Why are they doing content? They're already rich. Because they understand the power of attention and a personal brand. This live will go in my weekly game calls, not for YouTube. So get in my weekly game calls every week, every Sunday. Get on. We speak. I kick game. I kick things that I could never and would never say on here. We go deep. This Sunday, I'm having Johnny Cash the GOAT come on to my game call. So get in there. You get all of my past game calls, hours of game. You get exclusive interviews. You get to come on there, questions and answers, all of that. It's only $50 a month. I charge 682 468. I charge $800 an hour. I charge $200 every 15-minute phone call. It's $800 an hour. You get to get on a phone call with me in a group call with everybody else for $50 a month. If you don't do it, you're stupid. And the ones who are sitting in here who like what I say but won't spend $50 a month, just realize that's why you always gonna be where you at. Not because you didn't get on my call, but because your mindset, your scarcity mindset. There's no. Let me know if y'all can hear me. That alarm just go off. Get my game guy mentality course. Get my how to get chose with your mouth closed guy. I even have an etiquette course. I used to send my women to etiquette classes in New York. Cost a lot of money. There are certain rooms, no matter how much money you have, you can't enter because they require class. You're giving yourself away in certain places because you don't know certain things and you don't even know what you're doing wrong. But immediately you are identified by people in a certain class that you don't belong here. No matter how beautiful you are, no matter what type of suit you're wearing, no matter what type of car you drove up in or watch you have on. It is some things that you're going to do to give yourself away that let other people know that you don't belong here. You are not one of them. Get my etiquette course. Everything. The entire, it was like a 12 weeks. We got the booklet, the pamphlet. All of that is in the etiquette course. Learning how to sit, how to walk, how to talk, how to introduce people, what fork to use, how to eat peas. How do you eat peas? Do you know how to eat peas? Of course you don't know how to eat peas. You're supposed to eat peas with the tines. Do you know what tines are? I bet you don't. Tines are the pointy things on a fork, right? Saying, get your game right, get your game right. Why should a person pay you? You what do you contribute to people's lives that benefit them? It sounds like you're trying to gaslight people into buying your products. Yeah, because they should buy my products. I wish it was a me when I was younger. giving the information that I have now. But guess what? You don't have to buy my product. It makes no difference to me because people are buying my products anyway. Nobody who doesn't want to buy my product is going to buy my product. But for those of you who want to do something, who see value in the conversation and things that I'm doing, then you should buy my products. You should buy all of my products. Everybody's life in here would be better if they bought my products. If you learned one thing that made your life better, would that not be worth the price? Everything is worth more than money. That's why we spend money for it. If what you bought was not worth more than money, you wouldn't buy it because you would say this money is more important than it, right? Money is a means of exchange. You're just going to hold on to it until it dwindles away. That's what happens. You could have some money. You can get $10,000 a day. Just try to hold on to it if you want to. You're gonna look up in a couple months and it's gonna be gone, and you're gonna say, "What did I get for it?" At least this way, you spent your money, you put your money down, you've invested in yourself, something that will never go away, and that's knowledge. You can never take it from you. The hundreds of thousands of dollars I spent on mentorships and books and things, you can never take that information from me. It's made me who I am. It's built my character. And how much is that worth? To be able to speak like this, to have the knowledge that I have. How much is that worth? You couldn't put a price on it. And I'm giving that shit away for peanuts. And y'all talking about what am I trying to do? Poor, stay poor. Doesn't make a difference to me. I'm not for everybody. I'm for the ones that I'm for. The ones who gon' pay for it because they see the value in it. But guess what? To see the value in it, you have to have value. If you don't see value in it, it's probably because you're poor. And you don't see value in nothing because you're so stuck in your poor situation. You're so greedy about the little. Poor people are the most greedy people I know. When I didn't have any money, I was greedy too. When I didn't have any money, I was selfish too. When I didn't have any money, I would get mad at people that I owed money to when they asked for it. That's why everybody needs to have money, so you can stop being so selfish. I don't drink and smoke, but I'm still not making money like I want to. Okay, well, then you got other issues. Then you have other issues that need to be addressed. And a lot of things, a lot of times, let me tell you a secret, right? And this is very important. This is a recurring theme from the esoteric books to the business books to the mental books to the personal development books. Most people need to develop a burning desire. You are missing a burning desire. You do not want what you want bad enough. You have to want more the same way the prisoner wants freedom. If you do not want your goals and dreams the same way that prisoner wants freedom, or that starving man wants food, or that drowning man wants air, it's going to be very hard to get it because most of you are not elevated enough, disciplined enough to be able to just set out a blueprint, say I want that, and do the actions every day, whether it's hard or it's easy. Now you want to develop yourself to get to that point, but most people are not that. And because most people are not that, the obstacles and things in your way are going to deter you because you don't want it that bad. So develop a burning desire. The easiest way to develop a burning desire is what? Have a goal so big, so excited that it gets you up in the morning. But I'll tell you another life hack, because we will run way faster away from danger than we will towards what we want. So what do? You set up things that force you. You put your back against the wall. You buy that thing. You commit yourself to that car payment. You commit yourself to that new house. You put your back against the wall, so it forces you to level up. I use a combination of both. You got to know yourself. I have my own clothing line called Feed the Streets. I would like to give you a free outfit. How can I make that happen? So you can give me a free outfit, but if you want me to wear it, that costs something. So how about this though? You buy one of my outfits, you send me one of yours, and I'll wear it intact. Guess what? That's worth thousands of dollars. I can literally post somebody right now, and they'll go from 100 followers to 10,000 followers. So me posting you, even giving you that offer, is worth $5,000 easily. Speaking of which, if people want to get on my podcast, come on, listen. Anything with me on there, you're going to do numbers. If you're starting a podcast right now, you come and do an interview with me. When I'm interviewing you or you're interviewing me, you're going to get 10,000 views a minimum. You'll be a brand new channel. So if you're interested in that and you're willing to pay for it, Because nothing worth something is free. Don't ask me for nothing free. Hit me up. Mentorships, hit me up. Trips, game, business funding, digital product game. Man, I got so many tips and tricks that I've gotten game from such high level mentors, man. It feel damn near almost illegal. Like there's no reason you shouldn't have money. It's impossible. When you know some of the tips and tricks, it's impossible not to have money. It's impossible. But guess what? Y'all not gonna tap in for it. Make daily affirmations with your course. Hey man, I say my affirmations daily. I had a mentor. He sold hundreds of millions of dollars in companies. Super ultra successful. He talks about doing affirmations. So who am I to say, no, I don't need to do that? Hey man, success leaves clues. He's not the only high level mentor. I've only probably had maybe a couple mentors that don't say affirmations. But for the overall, almost all of them say affirmation or do some sort of thing like that. How do we get two blondes on a leash? Want two blondes on a leash, man. I didn't even, that wasn't even something I wanted. Because I ain't tripping off shit. I get whatever I want. Listen, I say it all the time, man. Whatever I want, I get. That ain't even some shit that I want. It's just, it just happened. All you're missing is a mentor. We'll get you one. You're looking at one right now. DM me. I got an inner circle deal right now. I took 10 people. I only got 2 spots left. $6,500 for 90 days. We change your whole life. It's only $2,500 right now. Business, fitness, macros, accountability, business, personal branding. Able to collab with me. Able to be on my podcast. Able to take the trips. Able to network with me. Get text access to me. That shit is worth. Boy, it'll change your life. Be the first to witness the future. I'm the best, hottest rapper out. Okay. I had a one night stand with a chick, but now she's playing games. How should I go about that? Should I continue to pursue or move on? Please help me on how I go about this low key messing with my mentor. You need to tap in for a one-on-one call, my young brother, or get on my game call. Can't answer too many questions on here. Game call is on Sunday, $50 a month. You can come on there and you can ask as many questions as you want, or you can book a one-on-one call and you can sure get your answer. I'll give you a long answer because I can give you a quick answer, but I don't know the situation. Did Myron respond to you? Man, he hit me up right after that, man. He was like, hey, man, I didn't know it was you, bro. Much support and love to what you're doing. I said, right on, bro. Appreciate it. I follow all your frameworks, bro. Just need some guidance. Come on, man. Jump on a call. Jump on my $50 a month weekly game calls. You know, get a product. Get on my higher level mentorship where you really chopping it up with me and I become your real mentor where we talk on a regular basis. Man, I have mentees that they'll text me when they're at the Louis store, like, hey, what color? When they go and buy a new car, they'll say, hey, which car? And you know what I tell them? The one that you can't afford, nigga. They'll be like, I should get the Benz. I say, no, nigga, go Bentley. He said, I can't afford the Bentley. Nigga, that's why you got to get it. That's what's going to change your life because your level up is never within your budget and never comes at the right time. We don't want to incrementally go up. It's what my mentor told me. He said, normal people go and accumulate wealth, go and accumulate steps in life, step by step. We take quantum leaps. Do you know what a quantum leap is? That means going from 2 to 50. Everybody want to go from 2 to 3. You don't have to do that. It's a method to go from 2 to 50, but most people, it's really mental. Mentally, you're locked out from doing that. You can change your life more in 3 months, in 1 year, than most people change it in the next 10. Be unrecognizable. It's just a different framework of thinking, and you're not going to be able to sustain that framework of thinking on your own without a mentor because you don't yet believe it. That's why you need a mentor. Or you can't get, or don't get one. Who right now is going to sign up for my inner circle 90 days we change your life for 2,500? Who's going to sign up? Is anybody on here? It's 300 people on here. 300 people on here. Who is going to get on these next 2 spots to come get with me to change your life for 2,500? I dropped all my vices, no weed, no drinking, no smoking, just working out, thanks to your motivation. Hey, man, if you want to thank me, man, go drop something in my Cash App. If you want to thank me, don't do it words, go drop something in my Cash App. If I really change your life, hey, man, it take time and energy to do this. Hey, man, I don't buy this shit for me. I buy it for y'all. I don't buy this shit for me. I buy it for y'all. Why do I buy it for y'all? Because I want to influence and I want to impact. And I understand nobody listens to the bum on the corner. Nobody listens to somebody they don't want to be in the same position as. So I buy this stuff to influence y'all so y'all listen to this good game that I got. This good game I could have sitting in a Honda, but nobody would listen. So if you appreciate it, then go pay some ties. I got a Cash App link on my site, or go buy some products and get some more game. Somebody said me. If you serious, let's do it. Let's jump on. Could you imagine me being in your life for 90 days, getting on the calls, getting all my programs, getting all my products, really helping your blueprint of your life with everything, getting this motivation every day? It'll change your life. And it will never be this cheap again. So if you're really serious, DM me on Instagram right now. I got a whole bunch of messages. DM me with exclamation points, everything, and let me know I'm ready for the inner circle. He said the Goldie ratio is changing my life. Man, the blueprint. I've spent hundreds of thousands of dollars. You don't know what it takes to be successful. All conventional wisdom is wrong. The thing that everybody says is wrong. If it was right, everybody be successful. But the people at the top 1%, they all think different. The way they think, the way they structure their day, the things that they do, the overlapping habits, I put into a blueprint. That shit used to be on my high level mentorship, but I ended up giving it out. You should get it. If you don't get it, you deserve every light you have in life. Millionaire Blueprint, GoldieRatio.com. Go get it. Yes, if you sign up, I'm going to continue to scream. Absence of evidence is not the evidence of absence. Dan Pena. Man, you have the nerve to call people greedy, but yet you're constantly asking people for consultations to buy your products. The irony. What's your name? Swab Skrilla. Loser. Swab Skrilla is a loser. Swab Skrilla is a loser. All this good information, and he has something negative to say. You want to know why? Because he's a negative individual. I could almost guarantee you he's not successful. I could almost guarantee you he's not successful, because a successful person would see what I'm doing and say, damn, he's selling good. They would say, damn, he's trying to give value. Damn, he's trying to compel the people to get something good for him. But people who are negative see everything negative through their negative mental state. He can't see the good in it because there's no good in his mind. See, if I saw somebody on the side, I would admire it. I would admire the charisma. I would say I want a piece of that charisma. I would say I like the stars in the ceiling. I like the jewelry. I like the fact that he has a product and he's not scared to sell it. I am giving everybody in this YouTube right now the confidence to go out and sell your product. And if your product is just you to a woman, I'm letting you know it's okay. If you have something of value, you don't gotta hide it. That's why a lot of people who have products don't make no money, because they've been beaten into their mind, just like loser Skrilla over there is, that you should be ashamed to sell your product, that selling is bad, that you should be humble, right? That's the opposite of how the 1% think. That's why you need my blueprint. You will rid yourself of all of those limited beliefs that have you talking like Skrilla loser over there, who's mad at me because I'm trying to tell you guys that I got some fucking value for you. You're really getting over. Took me hundreds of thousands of dollars. Man, I paid $30,000 for a weekend, and I'm giving that information for $40. He said, Game God Goldie, what's your definition of success? My definition of success is not being on someone else's YouTube because I have no life. I have nothing better to do and put negative comments on it. That is actually the antithesis, probably the opposite of success. That to me is, what would you say? Failure. I failed in life. If I'm on YouTube, taking my time and energy is worth so little. I have so little going on in my life. I am such a loser that I go on YouTube to people pages that I don't like and watch their lives so I can make negative comments. So we don't have to, we can just do the opposite. That's failure to me, what you're doing, my friend. And that's okay. You don't got to be a loser your whole life. See, what you should do is you should really listen to what I'm saying. Understand, damn, that is kind of like some loser shit. And say, I don't want to be a loser no more. You ain't got to be a loser your whole life. But as I say all the time, it got to be somebody on the bottom for it to be somebody on the top. Somebody got to drive Uber. Somebody got to lay my flooring. Somebody work at the grocery store. And that's going to be you, Skrilla. How do you deal with boredom when quitting vices? Meditation helps, right? Meditation practices helps you center your mind and has you okay with the, and let me tell you a story, right? Being okay with the mundane is a huge principle in success. Because it's going to be times when you're not fucking no bitches, when you're not going to the club, when you're really just locked in the house, and you may not have a nice house at the time. So you really just locked in doing the same thing over and over. You might be working a job. While, and then after your job, you go in and you're working on whatever you're working at till you go to sleep. And you wake up and you do it again, and you do it again. Being okay with the mundane is a cornerstone of success. Want to know why? Because if you want to be successful, if you want to have a nice body, what do you have to do? You got to go to the gym every single day. That shit gets boring. You got to do the same workouts every single day for months, for years. You have to eat the same food, chicken and rice, chicken and you have to eat the same food, bland food over and over and over again, right? You want to be successful, you have to sit down and be able to work for extended periods of time in the same place on the same mundane work over and over and over. So you have to do things to be okay with the mundane. When you can be okay with the mundane, when you can be okay sitting in the house with everybody's else, when you can be okay doing the same thing, actions every single day, watering that plant every single day, and not see any progress for a long period of time, but have the patience and the belief that it's gonna sprout, that's when you'll be successful. Otherwise, you'll do what most people do. You're so bored, you're gonna water it, water it, water it, nothing's happened, I'm too bored, you're gonna do something else. You're never gonna let anything in your life ever sprout to something. So being okay with the mundane is a very huge principle to success. And what I would also say about that is meditation helps. When you can get to a place every day where you can meditate for an extended period of time, it has you being okay with silence. It has you being okay with your own thoughts, which is mostly why we get bored, because we can't stand to hear what's going on and all that chatter in our head. It drives us crazy, so we need distraction from it. But when you can be okay with that, then it's a lot easier to sit down when a bunch of stuff is going on and not be able not have to do it, because you condition yourself through this meditation to be in that space and be comfortable in the silence. I would encourage everybody, when you get off of this, sit down with a timer for 10 minutes and see if you could just sit quietly. I'm not even saying meditate. Just try to sit with no distractions for 10 minutes. Most of you can't do it, and that's why you're going to know why you need to work on doing it. Question: what's your biggest goal for the year that you haven't accomplished? Oh man, it's so many. Man, I'm trying to go to Mars, man. Man, I got so many things that I want to do. It's just a matter of time, though. Building this podcast studio out, I want to really, I want to really realistically do 100 shows at least minimum every 3 months, because I really feel like I have something valuable to say. I really feel like I have a different perspective that everybody doesn't speak on. Nobody has my mind and my experiences. So I really want to put my full effort in podcasting, 100 episodes, and see where that goes. Massive action. Most people don't get what they want in life because they don't take it. We underestimate what it's really going to take to get what we want. See, I just said I need to do 100 podcasts in 3 months. Most people would say they'll do 100 podcasts in a year. Most people will say, I'm going to be a content creator, and they're going to get online. They're going to say, I'm going to make 2-3 posts a week. I got on and said, I'm going to make 3 posts a day for 365 days. We underestimate what it's actually going to take to attain our goals, and that's why we stop, because we get discouraged, because the action wasn't big enough. The action wasn't big enough. That little funky diet you on right now, the action is not big enough. Whatever you're trying to pursue right now, the action is not big enough. You're not putting enough time in. You're not making enough cold calls. You're not talking to enough women. You're not going to enough networking events. You're not spending enough time in the day on that focused work that you need to be doing. You just haven't calculated it correctly because you haven't been there before. And that's why you're going to stop. So I would encourage everybody to 10x your action. If you 10x your action in whatever area you're working towards, you can't tell me just theoretically that it's not going to work. So that's what you need to do. Somebody said, I bought your millionaire blueprint. At first, I thought it had more in it, but when I read it, I pulled out a lot of good info. But blessings, bro. See you at the top. I had to get out that petty mindset. Quick thought. Yeah, see, get the millionaire blueprint, man. Hey, man, truths in life are simple. Somebody's making it complex. They're trying to sell you something, man. Do you know personal trainers give you a bunch of bullshit workouts because they understand, like he just said, man, how do you stay when you're bored? Because they understand that you need stimulus. They got you doing a whole bunch of shit in the gym. You see all these people, fitness influencers online doing a bunch of bullshit. Come on, man. You got just a few basic movements is all you need and the right diet and you'll get in shape. And it's 80% diet. But if personal trainers told you that, you'd fire them the next day. You need to be doing jumping jacks with the weights in your hands. You want to be doing all this foolishness, right? Because you think the more extra stuff you do, the more results you're gonna get. So guess what? They feed you that bullshit. They give you what you want. And that's why they feed you a bunch of bullshit courses and a bunch of bullshit that they be saying. Why? Because I can give you the information. I can give you the information. You're gonna say it's not enough. Do you know that they can't even publish books unless they're a certain amount? You'll go to a publisher with a book and they'll say, okay, we need you to put enough filler words to add another 200 pages. They could have made that book in 50 pages with all the information. But you simple-minded motherfuckers are not gonna buy it because you believe less is less valuable. Just what it is. Just what it is. All I need is one line out of a book that can change my life, and that's all I'm looking for. One line out of a book that changes my thinking. One line out of a book, one principle out of a book. That's all I'm searching for. And if that's all I got, that's worth $50, $100, $1,000. Because who knows when that would have came, when I would have came to that conclusion myself, if ever. I just paid for the weekly game calls. How long does it take to get access? One, text that number on there, and they'll give you access. Text the number with your username, they'll give you access. Worst case scenario, go to my school group, my free school group where I drop vicious game daily, and put it in there. Everybody get in my free school. Game Guy Secret Society on school. Go get it. I had dropped some game earlier today. I said, hey, bitch, you're not as valuable as you think. These bitches ain't as valuable as they think, all right? I said, how do I know this? I'll prove it to you. I will prove to you that you're not as valuable as you think. Because when I met you, you were single. Because when I met you, you were single. I don't know any high caliber, super high caliber, valuable, super special women that don't have multiple high level men at their door trying to keep them if they got them. Something valuable, nobody wants it. Nobody wants something valuable. It must not be valuable then, huh? You must not be as special as you think. I just don't like the guys. It's a bunch of guys who want me. I just don't like them. Which further proves my point. How can you be valuable but not want the men that want you? Because a high value, high caliber, special valuable woman is going to get the attention of high valuable, high caliber, valuable men. But you don't have that because you just told me you don't want the men that want you. Or did you confuse men wanting to have sex with you as being valuable? Because men will have sex with anybody, but they won't make a commitment to anybody. You have to have a certain standard and you don't meet the bar. You don't meet the bar. You're not valuable. Men want to have sex with you, and a lot of women, they confuse that fact that all these dudes want to have sex with you, but they don't want to commit to you. A very valuable, special woman. We don't. We see them. And most of you dudes won't even talk to him because you know, man, come on. She fucking with the top dude, and if she ain't fucking with him, she fucking with him. They're the ones that go from ball players to this dude to this, because they that valuable. Nobody says, oh, she's sloppy seconds. No, they be like, I can't wait till he's done with her because I want her. You're not that. That's why you were single in a club and a million dudes walked past you and nobody wanted to wife you. That's why every dude who had sex with you didn't say, hey, I need to make this thing official with you because you're just so fucking special. It didn't happen. Why didn't it happen? Because you're not fucking special. But let me get off that subject. You know, it's a little harsh. How can you deal with the drama, baby mama issue going through the court system, man? Hey, it's a struggle, man. Get your paper right, or you know, you can do the paperwork yourself. But I mean, you know, you just gonna have to fight through it. Learned a lot from you this past year. Grateful. Hey, how grateful are you? How grateful are you, man? I just said I got a cash app. You can go to my site. You can drop some money in the cash app, pay some tithes. All right. If I go out my way to put these lives on, spend time, money, and energy to get this free game that changes lives. Hey, man, if you're grateful, put something in it and put something in the collection for me. Put something in the collection for me. Or don't tell me you're grateful, because it don't mean nothing. Just like the broad. She said, I love you. Well, show me that. Hey, man, you grateful? I'd appreciate it if you showed me. And if you showed me, man, we can talk. And you a friend of mine. Otherwise, you're just talking like the broad, man, and I don't respect it. Can you elaborate on why women want men without social media and why that's not a good thing? I don't know a woman who wants, well, you know, a woman ain't coming in. See, get to a point in life where women don't even try certain shit with you, right? Get to a point where your aura speaks for itself, and most women are not even gonna try it because they know they're not gonna be able to get away with shit. And the ones who do come fuck with you, they already know what not to ask. Cause I ain't never had a woman say no shit like that to me. But if you're talking about when I said women say, I want a man that's low key and out the way. Why? Because she don't want no competition. She don't want to put her work in. Yeah, yeah. So she wants to go get somebody who's low key, who out the way. So it ain't too many other women trying to get at this man. So he starts to look at her and require more because he has options. When you have a lot of options, guess what? The requirement is going to be higher. She don't want to have to require nothing. She want to talk to him however, do whatever, do what she feel like doing. Right? And guess what? If you ain't got no options, you're just going to accept that. And that's why a woman wants a man who ain't got many options. And how is he not going to have options? If he low key and out the way and don't nobody know he exists. That's exactly why you need to get my what to say and how to say it, how to talk to women course. Because the reason that you deal with women that you shouldn't be dealing with, that you know she out of pocket, but you're dealing with her anyway, because you don't have no options. Why don't you have options? Because you don't talk to women. So you need to get my course, learn how to talk to women so you can always have options. So you never feel like you got to be with somebody that you don't want to be with who ain't really treating you right. It's always somebody better out there. I guarantee you, 95% of people on this call, the woman or man that you're with is not the best. But you settle. Why did you settle? Because you ain't that great. Go out and elevate yourself. Then go out and elevate your presence in the world so you can catch something better. Or maybe the person you are with right now is the best. And you lucked up getting them. And if that's the case, hold on to them. She said, I want Goldie. He's the cream of the crop. Sounds like somebody in here recognized what they looking at. That's a good quality. Should you always talk to women even if you got a woman? Man, do what you want to do, man. Like, you asking me a question that you should be able to answer yourself. Do what you want to do. That's what I'd say. Did you commit to your woman that you weren't going to talk to any other women? Did you commit to your woman, I'm not going to deal with any other women? Now, if you're committing to something, one, you shouldn't do that. But two, stick to your commitments. Don't have me telling you how to live. if you want to get a woman and you have a woman that you fuck with and you told her and you're okay with it being in a relationship where that's your woman, that's your only woman, and you don't speak to any other women, and that's how you feel like you should conduct your business, then conduct your business how you want to conduct your business. That ain't how I'm conducting my business. But I will tell you what also, if you're a man of respect and you have women, it's certain things that you got to think about when you are talking to other women, right? It's very disrespectful to be out here looking thirsty when you already got a woman or women. Because now you represent them. And no woman wants a man who's out in the streets looking thirsty. That thirsty ass nigga be trying to be sweating, doing hella much trying to get these bitches. Nah, you got to do it in a smooth, player, cold, boss way to maintain the respect of your household. You understand me? How can I check a female subtle disrespect when it first starts happening? You scared to lose the broad, ain't you? You scared to lose the broad, ain't you? Which means you're gonna lose her anyway. How do I check subtle disrespect? The fact that you even asked that question lets me know you're scared to blow the broad. Rule number 2, never be scared to blow the broad. The moment you're scared to blow the broad, guess what? You ain't never gonna have the respect and she gonna blow anyway. I'm never scared to blow the broad. I don't care if I just met her. I'ma check it. It ain't gotta be nothing big. It's big because you didn't check it the first time, so now she don't respect it. She say something I don't like. Hey, I don't like that. She do something I don't like. Hey, I don't like that. Stop doing that. And if you don't want to stop doing it, the night can be over. It's that simple. And I can't blow the broad. The broad blew me. You know what I'm saying? See, you looking for the broad to be right. I'm looking for it to be wrong. What does that mean? I expect her not to be the one because it's a very, very small percentage of women who are going to be able to conduct themselves in the manner that I require because I am an elite person. Everybody is an elite person. Most people can't fuck with me. Most women can't fuck with me. They not on my level. They don't have the mind. They don't have the femininity. They don't have there's so many things that the average woman can't fuck with me, and I know it. So anytime I meet a woman, this is really a vetting process to hurry up and get you out my face so I can see that you're not the one. I'm not trying to make it work. I'm trying to hurry up and find the flaws so I can get onto my search to the one that is gonna make it work. Because I know it's very few. It take a whole lot for a broad to be able to stand up to me, to stand up and fuck with me, and have the right mental mindset to be able to fuck with me, and have the femininity and the characteristics and the pleasing personality. And most of them ain't gonna be that, and I know that. So I can't wait to check some shit till I can pass. I pass. That's what you tell her next time. Next time a broad do something that you want to subtly check, just say, "Hey, I pass. I'm gonna take you home." She be like, "What? Hey, I pass. This ain't gonna work." I say that often. Yeah, this ain't gonna work. Because two things are gonna happen. She's gonna let you drop her off, or she's gonna say, "Oh no, I'm sorry. I pass." Learn to say that more often. She said, "I don't want Goldie nor anyone like him, but she's sitting here on my YouTube." Figure that riddle out. If you want to join my inner circle, DM me right now on Instagram, Young Goldie _. It's only two spots left, and I guarantee you by the end of this call, it's going to be more spots, and I'm not going over because it's a $6,500 program I'm doing for $2,500. So if you want to join the inner circle, DM me right now on Instagram. Make it real obvious so I don't miss it. And if you want to join the group calls, do it on my site. Is being on dating apps a square move? Come on, man. Who gives a fuck if it's a square move or not, man? Who? What does that even mean, a square move? What does that even mean, man? What does that even mean? You know what that means? It means you care too much what other people think. A square move. You're labeling you doing something based on if it's square or not, which means what? Which means somebody's gonna judge you for doing it. I don't give a fuck what I do what the fuck I wanna do, man. I do what I wanna do and you should do what the fuck you feel like doing too. If it makes sense to me and it passes all of my principles and standards and code of conduct, then I'm doing it. I don't give a fuck what anybody else talking about or labeling it to be. I don't get on dating sites because I don't give a fuck about bitches like that. I give a fuck about the bitches who give a fuck about me. And they gonna see me when I'm outside. But I'm not knocking somebody on a dating app, right? If you want to get on a dating app, that's efficient, right? You could scour through probably hundreds of women and write them all at the same time. Yep, women do be obsessed with men, just like men be obsessed with women. They just hide it well. What do you think about women saying you they soulmate? Shit, hell yeah, baby. I hope she better think that. She better think we soulmates. Hey, baby, and I might say it to you too, baby. This was destiny, baby. This was destiny. We soulmates. But what I'm saying and what I mean are two different things. She better feel like that about me. But when she says soulmate and I say soulmate, we mean two different things. I'm just saying some fly shit. I'll walk out this door any motherfucking day over any amount of disrespect. Soulmate or not. So are we really soulmates? I don't know. But hey, baby, if you tell me I'm your soulmate, hey, baby, I think so. I think so. I think so. Yeah, that sounds good. Most dudes don't require nothing. Bitch just gotta come as she is. No nothing. As long and that's why these women act the way they act. You can't be mad at them. Hey, these niggas just let me come. I don't gotta do nothing. I don't got to do nothing to come. And bitch ain't gotta even give up no pussy. You charge women just gotta come around. They don't gotta do nothing but be there. No good conversation, no nothing. Just her presence is good enough. And she getting in the dough for free. Just said, figure that riddle out. How do you handle feeling lonely? I'm never lonely. It's a big difference. And let me tell you where I got this saying from. It's a big difference in being lonely and being alone. Best Man, he said that. Terrence Howard, I'll never forget it. Saw that movie when I was probably like 13. He said it's a big difference in being lonely and being alone. I'm just alone. That's how I feel. I never feel lonely. Never. I never feel lonely at all. I can't listen. I lived a lifestyle for over a decade where I had multiple women. I couldn't wait to get by myself. I'm never lonely. If I'm by myself, I'm happy about it. You know why? Because finally I get a moment to myself. And you know what? That's why I always have people around. Because I care so little about people being around. It's whatever you want runs from you. You hate being lonely, you're gonna be lonely. I don't care about being alone. I like being alone. So guess what? There's people always around me. I love being alone. I love being by myself. I love being able to pick up a good book in the quiet of my own home and just vibe, put some jazz on and just sit, think, do some breathing exercises, some meditation, journal, watch some YouTube. I love being by myself. Love it. Once you start loving being by yourself, people are gonna love to be around you. I love being with myself, and other people love to be with me. Because you don't like being lonely, you obviously don't like yourself. And if you don't like yourself, why would anybody else like you? And that's why you're lonely. So how about you get to know yourself, begin to like yourself, and then you're not gonna care if people are around or not. But guess what? The fact that you don't care is gonna make people want to be around you because you like yourself. And when people see that you like yourself so much, they're gonna like you too. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let's raise a glass to that, Goldie. How can I be a boss? I don't have passion to work, and I don't want to work a 9 to 5, but I want to be financially free. What should I do? Hey man, I was the same way. I used to be like, hey man, what are you passionate for? I ain't passionate for nothing. I want to do what I want, when I want, how I want. How can I do that without working? You know? So first you got to be a boss of yourself, right? Do the work for yourself. Like you could at least be motivated to get in the gym, to curate and develop the body that you want, develop your mind, develop your habits, develop yourself first. I would say be the boss and a supreme ruler and governor of your life and your mind, right? Once you do that, things will fall into place. I will get on a call with me because there's different avenues that you can go down that every single person would be passionate about because it's something revolved around yourself. She said twin flames, LOL. Yeah, yeah. I just updated my book list with a couple books in there. I'm about to jump off this motherfucker though, man. When was the last time you let down? I don't know what that means. Just sorry for those men and associate with them. I love being by myself because it sharpens my mind. Would you take a woman back and she cheated but actually trying to better herself? Is she $1 million bitch? Did she bring in $1 million this year? I'd consider it. But if she didn't bring $1 million in this year, if she didn't bring $500,000 in this year, if she didn't bring 250 in this year, then why the fuck would I allow a woman back who disrespected me in that manner? You violated. You were lucky enough to be with me once, and you violated. If you allow that woman back, she'll never have respect for you. You don't respect yourself. All right, I'm about to jump off. If you want to get in my inner circle, DM me on Instagram right now. If you want to see this live, you got to be in my weekly game calls every Sunday. Johnny Cash gonna be on this week. We go in, question and answers. I say stuff on there that I can't say on YouTube, and that I'm not gonna give out for free. $50 a month. And you get in my school, free school, where I drop game daily. Go get my millionaire blueprint. Get my game guy mentality course. Go get the what to say, how to say it. GoldieRatio.com. Young Goldie _ I'm out.